Hey spooky cuties, welcome to the back end of what you usually see on YouTube. This is my editing / gaming space and I want to make this corner a little bit more exciting. I do tend to look at this corner more often than not, so I want to put some artwork in this corner and I thought you guys could follow along. So if you have been here a while, you will know that I've done loads of unboxings, not only from the Gothic stationery company, Coven, but also Box of Goth, if they ever made them to YouTube, maybe coming soon to you. And I've got loads of bits of artwork from there that I want to get up in this corner. There is also a bit of artwork, it's a tour poster on the other side of the room because that's where I used to sit, which is now where my partner sits, so I want to get that off that wall and pop it on this wall. And I also want to pop up, if you've watched my latest Coven video, my yearly calendar, so I can actually get a bit more organised with doing this whole YouTube malarkey. So let me show you what artwork I've got and what I'm thinking about doing with it. So first off, like I say, I've got this 2024 calendar. I want to be able to put this up somewhere sort of like where I can actually reach it, so it's probably going to have to go behind my little arm here that I use for my unboxing videos. So that's the first thing. I've got lots of command strips because I don't want to go knocking holes in walls in case I want to move some things. Plus, the majority of these are not in frames. I was going to go and buy some frames, but honestly, your girl does not have the money for that right now. So I have these old paper frames from some artwork that I got in New York. I know these aren't very like individual bits. Two of them are mine and two were for my partner, the Flash and Deadpool, and I had the Disney princesses taking a selfie and Harlequin. But honestly, I don't love these bits of artworks anymore, so I'm going to leave this one because it's my boyfriend's favourite character. I'm going to leave this one as is, but I'm going to repurpose the rest of the frames, hopefully, to put something a little bit more my taste in. I mean, not that I don't still love Disney princesses taking selfies, it's just not the vibe I'm feeling for this corner, so I also want to put up, I have these little cross stitches. So here's a little unicorn. This was my first cross stitch that I did in lockdown. My friend bought it for me, she sent me it as a little like pick-me-up gift, but I also have another cross stitch that a friend sent me which says, you have the power. Although this, I don't think this is technically classed as cross stitching. Tell me I'm wrong, Crafty World. And then this other cross stitch that says, touch my butt and feed me pizza. So I want to get those up on this wall because they were behind me and now I can't see them for this tapestry. I also have these super cute little canvas frames that my friend painted for me when I was about 17, 18, 19 maybe. So we have the Powerpuff Girls, and then for my, I believe this was for my 18th birthday, he painted me as a superhero, like in the style of the Powerpuff Girls fighting a monster in the city. And this is just so cute, so I want to get this up. He also did a piece of artwork for me and my partner for Christmas a few years ago. And I just love these have to be in this corner. So the other bits of artwork that I want to pop up, and some of these may go in a frame. This one is from the Gothic stationery company unboxing, and this is like Whitby High Street with the ghosts. If you've watched that unboxing, that's where that came from. We've also got Listen listen to them, the children of the night, hear what music they make. We've got Sam and Trick and Treat. I'm probably not going to put this little ghosty with the cats up. I might post this to a friend, use it as a postcard. I've also got this one which I think is so apt for this channel, cute and spooky. That's what Kawaii stands for in my name. Kawaii is cute in Japanese, so I think we're definitely going to pop this one up. I love this saying, the difference between medicine and poison is the dose. So I'm going to try and see if I can get this in one of the frames. And then we have this super cute little spooky house with a jack-o'-lantern at the front. So I believe this was just in the back of one of the Gothic stationery company's collabs, and what I actually just love are the little symbols in there, so I'm going to try and put that up. Also, apologies if I sound terrible, I am still getting over being sick. And then we have these beautiful like roses with skulls as the centres, definitely going up. It's always Halloween, which it absolutely is. And then we have this metal, it's like a tin frame, which is like an apothecary, oldie apothecary sign. So let's see what we get up. This is the tour poster I want to put up. This was an epic night. Bury Tomorrow, 36 Crazy Fists, Cane Hill and Crystal Lake. Smashed it, and this is signed as well, so I want to get this up like quite prominent, probably up there maybe. I do have a few little frames left over from IKEA. Might see if any of these fit anything I've got. And then I have this poster, which I forgot about, which I had like rolled the wrong way for a couple of hours. And this is the cauldron poster that I got from Coven. There is a bigger frame. I might see if this fits in the bigger frame too. And then I might put the two big frames up on that sort of like that opposite wall. Yeah, this will probably be voiceover from now, so let's go. Oh no. It's too big. Oh no. Oh, so annoying. But this does have a frame inside the frame, you know, like a paper frame. So I'm wondering if anything will fit in this. It's a very square box though, but let's all look. So let's see if anything fits in this, and the other frames I have so. It's the right height but not the right width. Ooh, actually. Maybe we'll pop this in here. Yeah. Voiceover Ness here. So I decided to use this big frame that I found to put the Whitby Street in with the little spooky ghosts. But the frame that it comes with, like the paper frame on the inside, wasn't going to fit, so I ended up putting the artwork over the top of the frame. I absolutely love these IKEA frames. They just come with a bit of Perspex, but the Perspex has always got 2 films on it, so you can't scratch it on your way home, which I think is great because I have scratched a couple of them since having them home. So the artwork is going to cover that little hole, but I decided to use the backing piece of paper that was already in the frame as an extra background. It can't hurt, right? Just popping that into place. I think that looks really cute. So I'm going to use command strips for everything I put up on the wall. And if there's 2 stuck together, I just tend to fold them over. I think it somehow gives it a little bit of extra grip. Maybe does, maybe doesn't. Might just be me and my brain. But with command strips, I find you have to remember to hold on really strongly for like 30 seconds to whatever you're sticking it to, and then also to the wall as well. Now I'm going to take this little metal sign. I'm not going to put this in a frame, so I'm just going to bash a couple of command strips on the back of this. I really like these thinner ones. They're sort of called poster command strips. So they don't have the two Velcro bits that stick together, but they have a bit for the poster side and then a bit that specifically says it's for the wall. Now, I'm trying to fight one of the pictures out of the paper frames here, and it's not going well. They're clearly glued into the middle. I don't know why I couldn't spot that sooner, but yeah, I'm fighting. So I thought about sticking the artwork on top of the frame. It still gives it quite a lot of frame. But instead, I decided to do something which is probably a little bit heinous to anybody who created this artwork. And I decided to shave the sides down and put it in this little frame. And actually, I think it looks so good in this frame. So, little bit of the pumpkin either side is slightly covered by the frame on the inside and the little lip. But actually, I think it looks great in this frame. It's really compact. It looks like it's meant to be there. And again, with these IKEA frames, they have the little perspex like covers, so I took that off, popped in the artwork, which fit perfectly. And I don't know about you, but I always stuff my frames with whatever they came with so that things don't move around inside. Is that just a me thing? Seeing as I couldn't get into these frames, I decided to take my trusty Pritt stick and glue the artwork to the top of the frame. It still gives the same effect. It just means that I cannot change this if I so wish in the future, but I'm sure I won't, so it's fine. Then I took this print and I decided to do the same thing that I did with the pumpkin, and I decided to chop it down. So here's me taking out all the gubbins and kind of deciding, because there's so many little prints on this print, deciding where I wanted to actually cut. And I think in the end I just went for the middle. So I basically used the perspex as like a template, folded it over, and actually I may not have cut this one. I think I just folded it. So I'm using the perspex as a size guide. I'm folding it over, taking the perspex out, and then just using my nail to run along the edges and make sure it's really sort of tight, because there's not a lot of room in these frames. I don't want it to be too bulky. So yeah, I just went dead in the middle. Again, pack everything in, why not? I think that looks really good, super effective. And we're going to pop some more command strips on the back of these. So I like to pop the command strips on as I go, and then when I'm sticking it to the wall, I'm not thinking, oh god, I've got to stick command strips to this, then I've got to stick it to the wall. You know, it's all kind of done. I can just pick it up, unpeel, stick them on the wall. So here's me trying to decide whether I want to stick black on black. Love a bit of black on black action, that doesn't bother me, but I had this other frame and I was trying to decide which bit of artwork I could put in, and couldn't put the apothecary one in, so I did like I did with the pumpkins and butchered this one too. But the artwork was so perfectly set in the middle that it almost screamed to be this size, you know. So again, I'm popping in the perspex, taking off the little film, popping in the artwork, shoving everything back in, and folding it back down. And I think that looks really cool. Again, getting my trusty little Pritt stick out and deciding which actual bit of artwork I want to cover up here. And yeah, giving it the old little stick down. And I'm going to stick this underneath my pile of things that need to be stuck down. Here's me piling more things on top. And here's me deciding between the final couple of bits of artwork that I have, because this is kind of the last frame. And here we are, it's a brand new day. So obviously I've got to clean the corner, make sure there's no little spider webs in the corner. And here's me taking off the peely bit and sticking it to the wall. You'll notice, if you've got a sharp eye, that I am singing along. The reason that this is a voiceover and not me talking as I was doing was I had Trivium's first album and Bullet for My Valentine's first album blaring out in the background because I had just gotten tickets to their joint tour in 2025. So let me know in the comments if you've also got tickets to that. So you'll see me like headbang every now and again. So hear me out, I'm so excited. Like I said before, I've put in the Bury Tomorrow in the corner, and I've put in the little Whitby Street at the top. I think they just block out that corner so well. Next up, little headbanging action. Put in my little apothecary sign. And I knew from the minute I'd created that almost little corner that I thought the Powerpuff Girls were going to go there so well. And here's me singing along and headbanging while I hold them all to the wall. And you'll see I do like my little happy claps when something's gone well or something looks as good as I visioned it in my head. A little boogie time, boogie break. If you're not having a boogie break while you're doing things like this, whether you're cleaning, whether you're decorating, putting up some artwork or whatever, you're not doing it right. Get some music on. Enjoy yourself. So popping up the final Powerpuff Girl. As you can see, I hadn't put command strips on these before I started because I hadn't had to put them in frames or, stick anything to anything. And that really annoyed me because I couldn't just pick it up and get on with it. So yeah, do all the prep before you start kind of doing this kind of thing. I think it just really helps just get it done quicker. Is me deciding that me as a Powerpuff Girl is not going under the Powerpuff Girls. It just didn't quite sit right. So I popped the little sort of frame in that corner and I think it just sits so well. I love mishmashed frames. So let me have a quick look. I think it looks so good. Now we're going to pop me as a Powerpuff Girl in this corner. I think it frames it off really well. Here's me trying not to die as I'm literally stood on a teeny tiny little IKEA set of like a little step ladder, and it's just not quite high enough over my desk to hold things in that corner very well. So here's me trying to really go for that gallery wall vibe, where everything's a bit mismatched, the things don't quite line up. I really love that look. So I've decided to pop this slightly longer frame next to the square one. And now I'm going to alternate. I was going to put the three that are the same size, one underneath each other, and you'll see in a second, I did not do that. Again, because these had been sticking themselves to each other, I had forgotten to stick command strips on these. I'm using the poster command strips for these little frames because they're not super heavy, which means I didn't need to buy that many command strips in the end, so that was great. Yeah, so as you can see here, I'm mismatching the frames, having a little headbang, singing along. So you'll see these two frames end up sort of leveling off at the bottom, and that's fine because the next two that I add on actually make a bit of a step at the bottom, so there is space should I want to add anything else to it, and then they won't be in line, so it's not like I've gone, oh god, this is now making a line. It does still sort of that juxtaposed look. I have to say, I love the way this Always Halloween print came out in this frame. I just think it was meant to be. It looks like it should live there. I love it. I was really trying to to not put the similar colours next to each other, but let's be fair, everything's black, so it wasn't going to be any different there. So here's me re-rolling the opposite way my poster. This had been rolled up for far too long one way, and it was still trying to curl its way up. I'd left it piled under some things to try and straighten out, but if you didn't know, the tip is to roll it the opposite way. And yes, I was using my rolling pin for that. I needed something long to give it a smooth roll. Now I'm going to pop up my 2024 planner that I got from Coven, and I've decided I'm going to put it really low down so that I don't have to manoeuvre so much whilst trying to use it, because I'm probably going to be using it while I'm sat at my desk and I don't want to have to stand up. Really lazy. Just looking at it now whilst I'm sat here, it's slightly wonky, slightly a bit high on the left side. So I'm still left with these little cross stitches, but I think I'm going to put them under the Powerpuff Girls. I just don't think these command strips are the right thing. There's nothing much for me to stick it to. Also, don't look at the terribleness of my back of my cross stitch. So I'm going to have to see if I can knock a nail into the wall. And I don't want to do that until I've checked that I can do it. So I think this looks really cute, and there's still so much space for any more like cute little artwork. Now I have somewhere, and I have misplaced it, I cannot find it, a artwork that my mum bought me that is of the inside of the Corn Exchange in Leeds. That place is very dear to my heart. It was really like Mosher friendly when I was a teenager, and I spent a lot of time in there just eyeing things up. I bought my prom dress from there, which if I can find a picture I'll insert here. Definitely not the pastel purple and pinks that everybody else was wearing. I just have a lot of fun memories of it. I still go there when I visit home. It's not quite as alternative, it's very sort of crafty and small businessy now. It's great, but it's not as dark and moshery as it used to be. So yeah, let's have a look and see what you think. So on the outside wall, so this is where my desk is, facing above me we have my Bury Tomorrow 36 Crazy Fists Cane Hill and Crystal Lake poster, which is signed just down here and a little over here. Then we have our Whitby street with our little ghosties, our little Powerpuff Girls that my friend did for me years and years ago. We have our apothecary sign and our print there. And then we've got me as in the style of Powerpuff Girl. And then we've got our other little mini frames down here. And I think I made the decision to alternate them because I love like what they called a gallery wall. And I thought if I'd have just put these three like in one row, I think it would have upset me. And I mean, it's come that these two are kind of in the same, they're on the same level, but they're still different, so the next one down will even it out if I put something else there. And then we have our cauldron poster, which I'm going to try and see if I can find a little bit of blue tack just to stick the bottom down, because it was rolled and obviously it still wants to roll. And then we've got our 2024 yearly planner. I've put this quite low down so that when I'm sat on my chair I can sort of just wheel over to it and, you know, write on it, and I don't have to kind of get up and that would be long. So yeah, I've popped that there, and I mean it kind of hides behind my little tapestry slightly, but that's okay because believe it or not, we're almost in March. I mean, Lord, at least at the time of filming this. You guys might actually see this in March. But yeah, I think this looks really cute. Let me step back. Yeah, I think that's really cute. It just kind of sets my corner off really nicely. I think that's really cute. So my desk is an absolute mess, so here's a little sneak peek of something. But yeah, I really like that. Let me know what you think and what's your favourite bit of art that I have so far. At least on this wall, there's many other bits of art in our house. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!